Hello, hello. This is Jacqueline with Women in Need of Empowerment, and I want to talk to you today about making her priority. And when I say making her priority, what I'm talking about is you making you priority, me making me priority. And sometimes we just don't do that. Now, when we say yes to ourselves, it's not just about saying yes and showing up, but it's about saying yes, showing up, and also creating the life that we really want to live. Now, I'm a firm believer in this. I believe sometimes we come out of the womb with the preconceived notion that we need to be all and do all to everyone else around us. We've perfected saying, wait, I'll get to it. Maybe someday soon, perhaps later. And all that equates to is a flat out no. Now, I've had a lot of no's in my life that I've permitted. And I want to, in this moment of transparency, share a few of those with you. I said no to a commission into the military. After numerous years of training, I said no to that. But I said yes to the opportunity to keep my family in one place. I said no to furthering my career in business, but I said yes to teaching my babies and prepping them for school. I said no to continuing as a full-time classroom teacher, but I said yes to being the steady force my family needed me to be. I said no to continuing my startup business, but I said yes to partnering with my husband in full-time ministry. I said yes to my grandchildren by standing in the gap for them. I said yes to community service. I said yes to one-on-one mentoring to help women thrive in purpose. And then guess what? Out of all the yeses, out of all the nos, out of all the in-betweens and maybes, life happened. And no matter where we are on the spectrum of life, life has a way of just happening. And when it does, it can turn us inside out and upside down. But then something happened. I stopped and looked to God. I sought out a few praying sisters. I yelled, I cried, and I probably said a few flavorful words in my prayer closet. And then, just as sure as the sun shines bright, I felt this notion on the inside of me to just be still and listen. I want you to know today, I live with no regrets. I do not live with any regrets because I firmly believe, as a child of the Most High God, as a daughter of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, no matter which path I maneuvered down, my God was always with me, working it to my good. I really believe that. I said yes to courage. And then, you want to know what I heard? I heard prioritize yourself. I began to make her a priority. So how do we do that? And what does making her a priority look like? Well, you can make her a priority by simply changing the way you talk to yourself, by extending grace to yourself, by speaking life over yourself. We're very good at doing that for others. Perhaps it's time for us to try doing that for her. You can make her a priority by saying no to the things that you may say yes to. You see, it's okay that I can say no when I don't really want to say yes. It is okay. You can make her a priority by taking back your time. And this may mean, ladies, it may mean adjusting our schedule a bit. Now, we have many more months left in this year, but we just began the beginning of a new month. And so you can now take a moment, go back and look at your calendar, and there may be some reprioritizing that you need to make happen. There may be some goals that you put in place, not necessarily because it's going to grow you, but it may be it's going to grow someone else. It's time to prioritize her, to make her the priority. Lean in closer to God. That is another way that I can make her the priority, by leaning in closer to God, being present with Him and not in a hurry because I'm so consumed with everything that's going on around me and with the needs of everyone else around me. I decided to say yes to her. And when I did, the chains, the weights fell off. and fear subsided because I decided to make her the priority. Now, I want to read Matthew 11:28-30 to you from the Message Bible. Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me, get away with me, and you will recover your life. I'll show you how to take real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't let anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn to live life freely and lightly. Sisters, God is simply saying, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. That's all he's saying. And when you think in terms of the word burden in this instance, it's not just a physical burden or a heavy weight, but it's the burdens that come from having this legalistic attitude or trying to be politically correct 24/7, 365 days out of the year. Now, I heard it said, and I'm quoting or paraphrasing rather, I heard it said, no amount of striving will close the gap or this gaping hole that we've created with our own self-righteousness and God's holiness. There's a gap there. My self-righteousness and God's holiness. There's a big gap there. And no amount of striving is going to close it. We simply need to do what he's asked us to do, to take his yoke upon us, because his yoke is easy and his burden is light. I chose to make her the priority. And making her the priority means that I am saying yes to me. I am taking on his yoke, and I am choosing to learn from him. God says that his yoke is easy and his burden is light. And sister girls, I'm hoping that you will go back, take a moment, and reprioritize some things in your life and choose today to make her the priority. Bye-bye.